Good afternoon, everyone. So, myself Nabila Anjum, lecturer in chemistry, Vijayanagar College, affiliated to Vijayanagar Sri Krishna Devara University. So, in the last class, we have discussed the definition of organometallic compounds, various examples of organometallic compounds, nomenclature of organometallic compounds, the rules which governing the organometallic compounds we have discussed. So today let us go to the various examples of organometallic compounds, that is nomenclature of organometallic compounds. Okay, the first example is CH3Li. So the CH3Li, it is named as methyl lithium. So the methyl is a ligand here and the lithium is a metal. So we are naming it as methyl lithium. So next example is C2H5 twice Zn. So zinc is the metal, whereas C2H5 is the ethyl, which is of 2. So we are writing it as diethyl zinc. Okay. So next example is C2H5 MgBr. So this is also called as Grignard reagent, which is of the general formula RMgX. So where R is nothing but an alkyl group, Mg is the metal, where X is nothing but the any halides like chloride, bromide, iodide as well as fluoride. Okay, so we are naming it as ethyl magnesium bromide. Okay, so the next one is the metal complex will take, that is also called as coordination compounds, the K, PT, Cl3, C2H4. So here the K is also a metal and platinum is also a metal, whereas Cl3 is nothing but the halides, that is also called as a ligand, and this is a neutral ligand, that is also called as ethylene, which is neutral in nature. Okay, so we can name it as potassium, which is outside the bracket. We can write it as potassium. The ligand name we are writing, that is trichloro, and next ligand is neutral ligand, that is ethylene, and the metal which is present inside the bracket we are naming it as platinate. So we can calculate the valency of the platinate. We know the valency of potassium, so we are writing the potassium valency is 1, and platinum valency we don't know, so we are calculating and we are writing it as X. So Cl3 minus, so that is valency is 3, and ethylene is the neutral ligand which is having a charge as 0. So X, when you are calculating, it shows the valency of 2. So we are writing platinate 2. Okay. So next example, potassium Sb, that is nothing but antimony, capital S and small b. This is the symbol of antimony metal, and this is Cl5, and next one is C6H5. This is a complex. So again we are writing potassium first, and the next one is the ligand name, that is pentachloro, and the next ligand is phenyl, that is also called as negative ligand, phenyl, and the next metal is antimony. Antimony, we at last what we are writing, antimonate. So let us calculate the valency again. The potassium is having a valency 1, and we don't know the valency of antimony, so we are writing X, and Cl minus, so we have the chloride 5, so 5, and phenyl is a negative ligand, we are writing -1. So X value we are getting here, +1 -1 gets cancelled, so we'll get X equals to 5. So antimony we are writing it as 5. Okay, so next we'll take an example of Fe C2H5 twice, that is also called as a ferrocene. Ferrocene, this is an indicator what we are using in the titration. So here ferrocene we are writing it as bis cyclopenta dienyl iron 2. So when you are calculating here, just note down In the ligand we are using already penta, di, tri. If you are using the ligands as penta, di, tri like this, so we have to use the prefix bis, tris like this. Okay. So let me calculate the valency of the ferrocene. So F iron is X. So plus 2, the pentadiene is a negative ligand, which is there is 2 charge. So 2 minus 1 equals to X equals to 2. So we are writing iron as 2 here. Okay. So next let us come to the various example. Another type of example, that is nickel carbonyl. So carbonyl is a neutral ligand which is having capital C and the capital O. If you are writing capital C and small o, it acts as a metal, that is nothing but your cobalt metal. Okay. So nickel is the metal here, the carbonyl is a neutral ligand. So we are writing the name, the tetracarbonyl nickel. So here need not to write the charge because the carbonyl is a neutral ligand. Okay. So valency is 0. If you want to write, you can write 0 or no need to write. Okay. So next is CO2 and CO8. See here I have written capital C and the small o. This is the metal which is having a 2 charge. So you are writing, you can name it as dicobalt. And the next one is capital C and capital O, which is having a charge of 8. That is 8 carbonyl. 8 carbonyl we can name it as octacarbonyl. So let us arrange the name of the compound. So you can write it as octacarbonyl dicobalt. Here also need not to write the charge because the carbonyl is a neutral ligand here. So next one is CO4, that is cobalt, tetracobalt, and capital C capital O12. The capital C capital O is nothing but a carbonyl ligand, so which is having the 12. So 12 we can name it as dodeca carbonyl, that is 12 carbonyl, and this is tetracobalt. Okay. So this is another type of examples where we are using the 4 metal atoms which is attached with the 12 carbonyl groups. Next type, let us see another type of examples, VCO6 minus. See here, this type of examples we can see that in the bracket, outside the bracket we are seeing the minus charge. It means that there will be the presence of positively charged metal outside the bracket. Okay. So we can write it as how many number of carbonyl groups are here? There are 6 carbonyl. So we can write it as first hexacarbonyl, and last metal is vanadate. And what is the charge here? We have got -1 charge, vanadate -1. Okay. So next example, CO4 minus. See here, CO is the cobalt metal, whereas this is tetracarbonyl. So we can write it as, this is here also we are getting the minus charge. That means that there will be the presence of positively charged metal outside the bracket. So we are getting this minus charge here. So we can write it as tetracarbonyl. First we are naming the name of the ligand. So because in the last class I have discussed the various rules which is governing the nomenclature of the organometallic compounds. So first we have to name the name of the ligands first. So we can write it as tetracarbonyl. The name of the metal is cobalt, and the charge is cobaltate, and the charge is -1. Okay. So next type of example which carries positive charge outside the bracket, that is manganese, Mn, and CO5, that is pentacarbonyl, and C2H4 which carries positively charged outside the bracket. So it means that there will be the negative ligands which is attached to the outside the bracket. Okay. So first what we are naming, the name of the ligand we are writing first, that is pentacarbonyl, pentacarbonyl. Next ligand is ethylene, which doesn't carries any charge there. So you are writing a single ethylene molecule here. Next one is manganese. Manganese. The charge is +1 here. Okay. So next type of ligands, we can see the bridging ligands which is attached to the various metals. Come to the another type where it contains the bridging ligands. So where it contains the bridging ligands. So I will take one example. Bridging ligands can be named by using a symbol mu. As I have discussed in the last class while naming in the topic nomenclature of organometallic compounds, in the rules I have discussed how to use the mu. The mu is nothing but to name the bridging ligands we are using this mu symbol. Okay. So bridging ligands can be used. So I will take one example, CO3. This is the metal cobalt. Again this is CO2, this is carbonyl, and this is CO, this is also a cobalt, and this is CO3. Here see the cobalt tricarbonyl, this is also a cobalt tricarbonyl. This is also called as symmetrical ligands, you can see. Symmetrical ligands, which is attached with the bridging ligand, that is dicarbonyl. So the name of this compound you can write the di. Di is nothing but there are two ligands which is connecting between the two symmetrical ligands. So you are writing it as di, and next symbol you are writing mu, di mu carbonyl. So the name of this compound, di is nothing but the two ligands, and the mu, it represents bridging carbonyl group. So di mu carbonyl. So already we have used the di as a prefix. So here the two similar compounds, the two similar ligands are attached. So you can use it as bis tris like this. So you can name it as bis. Next is tricarbonyl cobalt. Because we are already we are using the tri as a prefix in the ligand, so we can use that bis tris as a prefix there. Okay, so bis ligands, already we are getting the tri in the ligand, so we have to use the prefix as bis. Okay, next example is CO3, that is tricarbonyl, Fe CO3, Fe CO3. So here the tricarbonyl is nothing but it acts as a bridging ligand. So you are writing it as tri mu carbonyl. So the tri mu carbonyl is nothing but it acts as a bridging ligand. We are using a symbol that is mu. Okay. So next one is the two similar groups are present, that is bis. Already we are using tricarbonyl in the ligand. So we are using the two metal atoms are attached with the bridging ligand. So we can name it as bis tricarbonyl. Bis tricarbonyl iron. So here there is a presence of neutral ligand, so need not to write the charge there. Okay, next one is CO4, CO, CO, CO4. So this is the example of metal-metal bond here, because there is a presence of metal, that is cobalt and the cobalt. We are seeing the bond between the cobalt and the cobalt. So we can write it as tetracarbonyl. Okay, because tetracarbonyl is present at both the side, and there is a present in the middle of the bond, that is cobalt and the cobalt. So we can write the name. This is the best example of symmetrical ligands, because when you cut the molecule equally, so we are getting the two equal halves of cobalt as well as tetracarbonyl. So it comes under symmetrical ligands or symmetrical molecules, you can say, or symmetrical complex also you can say. Okay, because when you cut the molecules, we are getting the two equal halves here. So it is attached with the tetracarbonyl, cobalt. So you can write there are two cobalt atoms are attached. It is already, we are using the tetra as a prefix here. So we can write it as bis tetracarbonyl cobalt. So bis represents there are 2 carbonyl groups are attached. So there is a attachment of 4 carbonyl group we can say. So we can write it as tetracarbonyl cobalt. Okay. So next one is another example. Let me take an example of unsymmetrical complex or unsymmetrical compound C2H5Hg and tantalum CO6. Okay, so we can write the name of the ligand first. So we are writing hexacarbonyl first. Hexacarbonyl. Then the first complex or the first front complex compound we are considering it as ligand. So we can write it as ethyl mercurio. So we are writing mercury metal as mercurio because we are considering the front complex as a whole ligand here. So we can write it as ethyl mercurio, and the last one, the metal of the last metal is tantalum. Okay, in the same way I will take another example, that is tetracarbonyl cobalt, and this is rhenium, which is attached with 5 carbonyl group. The name of the complex is first what we are writing. The first name of the ligand is pentacarbonyl, and the next one is tetracarbonyl cobaltio. Tetracarbonyl cobaltio, and the last one is the name of the metal is rhenium. Okay, this is the best example of unsymmetrical compounds or unsymmetrical molecule we can say, because when you cut the molecule, so we are getting a 2 different halves here. Okay, so next is another type. I will take another example where it contains pi ligands, sigma ligands or allyl ligands. So in such case we are using a prefix as eta, as I have discussed in the nomenclature of organometallic compounds. So eta symbol we are using if the ligand contains sigma as well as pi bonds or allyl groups. Okay, let me write another example. K PT Cl3 C2H4. See here, this is an ethylene group where it contains a pi bonds here, and this is a trichloro, this is platinum, and this is potassium. So let me write the name. The first we are writing it as potassium, and the next one is trichloro, and the name of the ligand, as I said, the name of the next ligand is ethylene. So we are writing eta 2. The eta 2 represents carbon-carbon double bond, and the number of presence of how many number of carbon atoms are present in the compounds, we are writing it as eta 2. Okay, so next the name of the metal is platinate, which is having 2 as its charge. Okay, so now let me come to the another example which carries allyl group, that is cobalt. This is CO3, and next one is pi C3H5. So pi C3H5, this is C3H5, it is an example of allyl group, that is also called as an allyl, which pi means nothing but attachment of how many number of carbon atoms are present in the allyl group. So we are naming it as eta 3 allyl, which is attached with how many number of carbonyl groups here? Tricarbonyl, and the name of the metal is cobalt. Okay, next let me write another example. Fe2 CO4 C2H5 twice. So here C2H5 twice is nothing but we are writing, this is the example of cyclopentadienyl. Cyclopentadienyl, we are writing the penta as a prefix already here, so the 2 can also be written as bis here. Bis eta 5. Eta 5 is nothing but in the pentadienyl we are having the presence of 5 carbon atom. Eta 5 cyclopentadienyl dienyl, and the next attachment is the another ligand, that is tetracarbonyl. And the last is name of the metal is iron, which is having 2 charges, so you can write it as di-iron. Okay, so let me take another example. FeCO5 C4H6. See here, this is pentacarbonyl, this is iron, and this is butadiene. So butadiene, which carries 4 carbon atoms, so you can write it as eta 4, because which is having 4 carbon atoms, eta 4 butadiene. And the next one is, name of the ligand is pentacarbonyl. And the last one is, the name of the metal, we are writing it as iron. Okay, next example, sigma C3H5. This is one group, and the one more is pi C5H5. So here we are writing it as eta 1. Okay, this is an allyl group. One allyl group is attached here. So eta 1 allyl, and this is 5 pi bonds are present. So eta 5 cyclopentadienyl. Cyclopentadienyl. This is CO3 EMB. So we can write it as tricarbonyl. And the last is, name of the metal is molybdate. And the last example let me discuss. This is Me3Si. This is an example of silyl, and this is W is nothing but tungsten. This is CO3 is nothing but tricarbonyl, and this is pi C5H5. Okay, so this is the name of the ligand. First we are writing trimethylsilyl, methylsilyl. Next one is, the name of the ligand is tricarbonyl, and the name of the metal is tungsten. And the next one is the pi eta 5 pentadienyl. So like this we have to name the various compounds, that is also called as organometallic compounds. So today we have discussed the nomenclature of organometallic compounds by taking various examples. In the next class we will discuss the classification of organometallic compounds. Okay, thank you.